Guys, so it's April 26th today, near the end of the day. What I wanted to do is I wanted to hook up the new 724 Gen 6 to this 82 foot right way roller. I think it's 82, something like that, or 80, somewhere in that realm. The reason why I wanted to do this is because typically I don't do any rolling. Normally Sam, Brian's wife, or Emily, Terry's wife, or maybe even Wyatt, Terry and Emily's boy, does some of the rolling, or most of the rolling, because we run two rollers. So I'm normally on a seeder, so I don't normally get to show you this side of things. So as we're waiting for me to go seeding again, I thought I better take this opportunity to kind of do a walk around and show you guys, okay? Okay, so Mike, what the heck do you roll? Well, once we seed the ground, we haven't seeded this yet, but once we seed, we're going to want to roll it if we seed pulses, such as lentils, red lentils, green lentils, chickpeas, field peas. If it's a pulse, and if we're cutting off the ground, we're gonna wanna roll it. Why are we gonna wanna roll it? Because we're gonna wanna roll the rocks down. So like little rocks like this, that's nothing. We don't care about stuff like that. We care about the size of my fist. We care about the size of a football. Hopefully that if there's basketball sizes out there, that those have already been picked by a rock picker. But anyway, we'll go and roll it right behind after we seed it while it's still moist and soft, so we can punch the rocks down into the ground, so that way we don't pick them up with our header. So I do believe this is like a, one sec. I can't remember the dimensions of this drum. I'm pretty sure it's either a 5/8 or it's supposed to be a 1/2 inch thick drum. So it does weigh quite a bit. No, it's not solid. These panels come off. So it literally is just one hunk of pipe, okay? It's not solid, there's nothing in it. You can't fill it with anything. You zap these things off and you can see inside, okay? I think the roller weighs are right around that 39,000 pounds, give or take a few pounds. It's a 7-plex. So Mike, what does it mean to be a 7-plex? It means there's one section, two section, three sections. There's 3 sections to each wing, and then there's the center section. So the reason why you want a multiplex is because the more plex you have, the more contour it has going over the hills, okay? So the 7-plex is the highest plex that you can get. I think they go all the way up to almost a 90-foot roller now, but only in a 7-plex. So everyone's a little different. Right way, they literally just put their rollers together like this, and then they have this little roller come out behind here to roll the space between. Lots of other roller companies, they actually run the next roller out behind this one, but by doing that, you can't have one straight bar roller. Does that make sense? So if you're gonna overlap your main rollers all the time, they're always gonna go out like this. So say you have this roller there, this roller is gonna come in behind this one's gonna come in behind this one, and then you're actually kind of out like a V like this. Does that make sense? Now, it's a love-hate relationship with these little things. They're high maintenance. The springs break sometimes. Not a big fan. We've had to heat some stuff up in there and keep that operating. Don't know if I really like these little rollers, but because they definitely don't push down as good as the big rollers. Anyways, that's just my 2 cents on it. So 7-plex molds the best. You have the most plexes. You can also get a 5-plex, I think up only to 60 feet. And then you can also get down to a 3-plex. So again, I think a 3-plex goes all the way up to 50 some feet. So really, if you think about it, and I think these 7-plexes, without actually looking up all the stats, I think will start around that 70 feet. So if you're gonna get a 70-foot 7-plex, just using that as an example, and a 68-foot 5-plex, obviously I would go with the 70 because you're gonna have way more contouring over your hills, unless you're flat. If you're super duper flat, then it doesn't really matter, does it? So again, that's a bit on the roller. We roll to punch the rocks down. Rollers pull pretty heavy. Obviously, there's some weight there that can tug you around. There's no brakes on them. You go down a hill, they're gonna push you. You go up a hill, it's gonna have to pull them. Last year, I did use my 720. Remember, my 720 did not have duals. I only put the duals on the 724 Gen 6. And it didn't work real good. Most of the time they would rate something like this for more like 350-ish, 400 horsepower probably, like a 4-wheel drive tractor, something heavier that can handle the weight. And because the last thing that you want to do is dig. What do you mean dig, Mike? I don't get it. What do you mean dig? If your tires are doing this, because you can't hardly pull the dang thing, that's not real good because you're digging your seeds out of the ground. You don't want to be digging your seeds out of the ground. So that's the reason why I put the duals on, in case I wanted to run it on the big roller, I would have a better chance of not chewing out my seeds. Well, Mike, why don't you just run the 930s on the roller? Well, that wasn't an option last year. We were on those Amazon sprayers, remember? Right. Right. So that's a little bit on this. How fast do you roll, Mike? Great question. Typically, we're rolling around 8 miles an hour. What are these? These are your locks. This is how you put it in the transport position. So when it's still in field mode like this, you're gonna put down all your locks. So there's 1, 2, 3, because there's also here on the center. I'll show you. Right here. So there's 3, 6. There's 6 locks. So when it's all like this and you want to get ready to lift it up, obviously this thing has to be one solid piece, right? So these put these big locks down, locks it in. Once it's all locked, then you put your wheels down, and then those center wheels are also going to go down right there, and you're going to lift this whole thing up all as one. Then it will unhook right here because they hook in. Right here, it will unlatch, and they're gonna fold back like a harrow, and then they're gonna trail. Nice thing is these wheels are hydraulic. So you just turn these wheels once they're down here, right? You can turn those wheels this way, and then you can put it all the way back. And then when you want to fold it out into field mode, you turn your wheels, and it will spread it out just not quite like this, probably on an angle like this. Then you just back in, lock it in. Oh, we got a spring hanging down. I just noticed this. Good thing I came here. Here, I thought we were ready to rock and roll. And we're clearly not. Spring came unhooked. Anyways, I told you these things are high maintenance. Now this roller has seen quite a few acres. It's like a 2013 or something. So it's seen a lot of acres. Let's hop in the tractor and let's try and go do a little bit of rolling. We have nothing to really roll other than just to show you. Before you do that, kick the dust off your shoes, remove your shoe, put it in the shoe box, brush your nice white socks, who are now getting a little bit dirty, off. In here, brush your socks off. This is a no shoe place. I gotta get a little vacuum, a little Dyson or something, so I can keep this cab clean. Don't worry, I do the same thing on my John Deere. I'm kind of weird like that. I like to take my shoes off. Actually, if you're a tech, then you probably know, especially coming from Full Line or something, which is my dealer, I've always asked them to remove their shoes if they're gonna be working in my tractor. If I have my carpet in, remove your shoes. So anyways, let's throw this thing in forward motion. It pulls heavy. You know it's back there. I just worked this with those Massey 360 Diskers. I just did a video on that. So let's just pretend like we're gonna roll it. I'm gonna kind of go over on a bit of an angle. I'm gonna do about half this slew. Well, look at it, it's chewing even a little bit back there, isn't it? Let's go take a look here. Gotta put my shoes back on. There we go. So I just worked this with the Diskers. I let off the power right here, but you can tell it's still chewing even with the duals on. Now I could let a little bit more air out. I don't have 3 bars on the ground yet. I don't know if my tractor weighs enough really to squat that much rubber down. See, you can see where I let the power off. Just rolled, chewing. That's what you don't want to see. Just imagine this being nicely, freshly seeded, guys. Don't want to see that. See how flat that is? Let's just jump down here. This is exactly why you roll. Look at this. Couldn't ask for a prime example. Couldn't ask for a better example about how well these little ones pack. See? See how it's bulged a little bit all the way across? Yep. So we're gonna come along with the combine on pulses. We're gonna put in flex mode. This is gonna be rock hard by fall. And then we're gonna literally put pressure on this a little bit with our headers. And we're gonna just slice it, everything right off, that right on the ground, just like this, okay? Just imagine doing that with this. Yeah, you get the idea. Here's a prime example of the rock. This has been pushed down. Look at the size of that rock. That is why we roll. Okay? Mike, why don't you just pick the rocks and then you wouldn't have to roll them? Do you know how many hundreds of billion rocks are in all the fields? They're innumerable. They're uncountable, okay? Sure. Maybe you see this rock. Maybe you pick it. Awesome, good for you. You can get a medal. There's going to be about 7 million more of those types, okay? They're everywhere. Well, Mike, obviously, if you just buckle down and just pick the 7 million rocks, you'd be fine. No, it doesn't work like that. Rocks keep coming out of the ground. Oh my God. How do rocks keep coming out of the ground? Frost goes down 8 feet. Comes up every year. Slowly but surely keeps bringing rocks out of the ground all the time. Never ends. Never freaking ends. Okay, now we're done that. That's also why, since our frost line is 8 feet, if you wanted to bury something like nails, maybe you don't want nails coming back out through the ground. Of course you wouldn't. Get it below 8 feet. Or you're going to see them again sometime. Now, saying that, show you guys a little bit about what happens when you're chewing. See, we're chewing too much here, and if we had this seeded, there's a good chance that you're going to see seeds in here. Okay, that's not what you want to see. That's why you want a pretty good sized tractor on the front of it. So yeah, this is our little rolling tutorial. We do this only in our pulses. Mike, how come you don't do it in all your cereals? Because we don't cut that low. In our cereals, in our canola, we'll cut like 16 inches off the ground. 2 feet if I could, if we have enough straw, okay? And then why would you want to just keep rolling? Because it costs fuel and hours on stuff. You're not going to just want to roll for no purpose. So you're only rolling in front of the pulses. Or like soybeans and stuff like that, which we have grown, which we quickly realized that we cannot grow. You guys know what a land roller is, and so we run 2 units. I think I told you that, and I think I told you the reason why I'm doing this is because rolling isn't something that I get to do. I'm typically on a seeder. All right, let's just roll this little bit down that we just worked up with these diskers, shall we? We're in TMS mode. Let's go. Let's go in 4-wheel drive. See if we can chew less. I gotta punch it right to the floor. Oof, you can definitely hear that. It didn't like it. These are the ruts that I came in. I made some ruts. tack this back down. We're actually doing something good here because this won't dry out so bad. Wow, is that window dirty? I apologize. Perfect. Let's roll this puppy up. And when I mean roll it, I mean we'll boom it up. See how nice and flat that is? Oh, sorry. Rolling's fun. Actually, everything's fun, let's be honest. Okay, we're gonna park right here. We're gonna put our locks down. I'm just gonna show you this wing for right now. Wait, there we go. They're actually all going down at the same time. You can hear it. That last one. Sometimes, if they don't want to go, you got to move it a bit. Typically, you want to kind of flex it over a hill. That will get them to go the best. There it goes. It's going to go. There it went. You see it? Okay. So we're all locked up. Sorry about that. All the locks are down. Now we're going to move to the next one. There we go. So those just opened. And our wheels are going down. This thing is now locked up. And we're going to get out and quickly take a peek. Actually, I'll lift it up first. There it comes. See how it's all coming up? A little crooked, but it is coming. Okay. Let's get out and take it. Okay, I just want to show you what we've done here. These locks are undone, so that way it's ready to fold back. Okay. This lock is locked in. This lock is locked in. Without those locks locked in, it wouldn't be able to pick up as one unit. These wheels are down. These wheels are hydraulically controlled. The whole roller is now lifted into the air. Got it? Got it. Center is also off the ground. Yeah, you guys get the idea. Let's wing it back. Back in the tractor. Kick your shoes off again. Oh. Gotta get a little vacuum. Brush your socks off. Take that out of here. Same thing. Okay. Okay. Now we're gonna hydraulically control our wheel. That wheel. See? But we're gonna want it to go in, so let's just give it a little bit like this. There we go. Again, I can hydraulically control my wheels. There we go. Just like that, you guys. And now we are in full transport. I think we're like 14 feet wide or something. And we're good to go. So that's it, guys. I just wanted to show you the tutorial of rolling and the process of it and why we do it. While I still had time, I'm gonna go park this roller back over here now. Well, Mike, I have a few questions. How big of a rocks will that roller punch down? Well, it all depends on how moist and how soft your soil is. If your soil is as hard as a rock and as dry as a popcorn fart, you're probably gonna have trouble punching down something the size of my fist. But when we went through that low spot that you just saw, it's nice and soft and it's moist, it's wet. Well, you could just about punch a football down in that. So it kind of all just depends. I'm gonna pull it right upside this one. This is a 5-plex 68 foot. And we actually pulled this 5-plex 68 foot with the 516 last year, if you can believe that or not. Boy, you can really feel this. Whoa, easy there. We got our shoes back on. I'm gonna unhook here in a minute. But yeah, that's it, guys. So when you want to go back into field position, it's easy. Just turn those wheels and then just keep driving forward, and it will bring it all the way out to like here. And then you just got to back up that last little bit. That's how that works. Mike, do you have a poor 930 on that Degelman Pro Till, in which case you should probably have something like 600 horsepower on it? Yeah. Told you guys, I like to try things. I like to make them work. Things can't have that easy of a life around here. Not at the price tag of these things. They have to work. It's the dirt that pays for them. Anyway, guys, you have yourself a good one. This is it for this video. You guys are freaking awesome. And I'm gonna go see you tomorrow. And we'll probably do some more videos. So hopefully I'm not flooding you guys too many videos, because I have almost 4 weeks at 6 videos a week uploaded already. 4 weeks. And I just did 3 videos today. At this current pace, we're gonna be harvesting. You guys are still gonna be seeding. Okay.